Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News, and we are here to talk about the discontinuation of the NES Mini console, which, Nintendo, why do you keep doing this dumb shit over and over? Why do you keep doing this? I don't understand. I don't get it. You had a product that was selling like hotcakes, and then you go, nope. No, you can't have any more. Now, I can understand Nintendo's marketing thinking that this was aimed at the old Nintendo fan who hasn't bought anything for 10, 20, 30 years. You were playing on nostalgia. You were trying to get them to buy this so they could buy a Wii U or probably the Nintendo Switch down the track. But obviously they underestimated how many people were interested. And they're underestimated that the average Nintendo fan, look behind, will buy anything with the bloody logo on it. Let's be honest. There are Nintendo fans that have 80 to 100 Amiibo figurines. There are Nintendo fans that will buy 6 different versions of a Link Amiibo because they have to. Like there's like this, crack addiction they've got to Nintendo products. And now, of course, probably the other reason why they're discontinuing it is that people kept on fucking hacking this thing, and they probably looked at it and go, well, pirates are in hacking, better discontinue that product. Oh, it's so hard to defend you, Nintendo, sometimes, and I'm sure that people look at this channel and go, oh, this is a Nintendo fanboy. But yes, we do stick the boot in Nintendo when they do make mistakes. And I think this was a mistake discontinuing the thing. This thing was still selling like hotcakes and they're still making money for it. And it was a great advertising tool for them to, if you like this little product and remember the old days, we've got a new console and it's called the Nintendo Switch. You should go and buy that if you want to play the new Nintendo games like Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Splatoon 2 and Super Mario Odyssey at the end of the year. But no, that would be too logical. That would be too mainstream idea for them to do. Of course, the best idea for them would be to discontinue a successful product and just do it away. Now, are they going to replace it with like a Super Nintendo Mini console? Probably not for quite a while. And it's just really, really annoying that Nintendo does these things. And they said, oh, well, let's have a look at what they actually said. Okay, they said throughout April, Nintendo of America territories will see the last shipments of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES Classic Edition systems for this year. We encourage anyone interested in obtaining the system to check out retail stores regarding availability, They have also apologized for the difficulties of finding a system. And then they said, we have paid close attention to consumer feedback and we greatly appreciate the incredible level of consumer interest and support for the product. If you actually fucking paid attention to the consumer feedback, you would have not discontinued this, would you? You would keep the product going and you would still be selling them. You've nearly sold probably 1 million of these things, which is probably more than what the Wii U sold for this year. Probably in the last 12 months. They continue to go on. It wasn't intended to be an ongoing long-term product. However, due to high demand, we did add extra shipments to our original plans. So, okay. I don't know. I think it's a terrible idea. If I was running Nintendo, if I ran Nintendo, I would still be keeping this product going for the same price and just keep on pumping them out. If there's interest, then yeah. And it looks cute too. It's good. It was a good product. Don't blame Reggie for these decisions. Blame Nintendo headquarters in Japan, because that's where all the fuddy-duddy decisions are made. So it's not America's fault, it's not Europe's fault, it's not Nintendo of Australia's fault. It's all based in Japan. That's where all the funny decisions come from. That's where the backwards thinking comes from. That's where the eccentricness comes from. It's all from those decision makers there who make these really daft daft decisions. And it's terrible. However, thank God the Switch has been marketed right, and probably someone not from Japan is actually promoting the console, and that's why it's doing pretty well. I think it's time for Nintendo headquarters to start giving some powers and decision making to other regions of the world, because they are probably making better decisions when it comes to stuff like this. They know their markets well, and they might know a little more about the consumer than the wig heads up in the Nintendo boardrooms. So that's it from me. Try to find a copy if you can, and don't go on eBay and pay 4 times the amount like we have been talking about here on Nintendo Ninja News for quite a while. So that's it from me. I'll see you next time. Seriously. Fucking Nintendo.